Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show, Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. Hey, I love creative people. I love people who can think out of the box, who can take ideas. Talk about fresh seafood and put them down here on the paper and pen and songs and art and all kinds of stuff. And I'm with Jessica Watts from A Sweet Life.
Yes, A Sweet Life.
Thank you for being here with
Thank
me.
you for having me.
Well, talk to me, first of all, before we get into this, a little bit about Jessica. How did you get into this?
Well, I have always loved crafting. I've probably crafted since I was a little girl. And when I had children and was making a home, it was really important for me to create things for my house to make it a home.
Yeah.
And the more I did it, the more fun I had. And the more fun I had sharing it with other women, other moms, and encouraging them to create parties for their children, things for their home, just to kind of trigger that inner creativity that we all have.
So you don't just go to the big store and buy some decorations and stuff. You can make incredible stuff.
And what's really important to me is to make it on a budget.
I like that.
It's most important to me, especially if I'm talking to moms. Usually we don't have lots of extra cash to make a wreath or to buy a wreath, but we can make it. And so I try to teach women how to do it on a budget.
Okay, so today we got some stuff that we're gonna make.
We're gonna make, and it's not gonna cost us anything, and it's gonna be fun.
It's not gonna cost us anything. Would you go
not
steal
cost
the
us a lot.
stuff?
It's not cost us a lot. It's gonna cost us under $10.
I thought you went and sold
under $10.
I thought you stole some stuff.
No, I didn't.
Here we go. So what are we making?
Okay, we are going to make a moss-covered rabbit. So spring is almost here. Well, it feels like spring right now.
Yeah.
But Easter will be here before we know it. And so I picked up this wooden rabbit at Hobby Lobby. And he
Love Hobby Lobby.
I love Hobby Lobby. And he was like $3.
Okay.
So we're already not spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he's cute. He comes with this little tail, but we're gonna just rip that off because we don't really need that tail.
Oh, I saw that on YouTube one time.
Did you? We're gonna cut it off. And I feel like he's kind of small. He has a hanger, but he's kind of small to go on a door. So we're gonna maybe put him like on our fireplace mantle or something like that. I like to rip it off. So we have our bunny, and then you can buy this really great stuff called sheet moss. You can buy it at Hobby Lobby. And you use your 40% off coupon when you buy it. And what's really cool about it is...
So where do you get a 40% coupon?
Well, you can download the app to your phone, so you always have it with you. Yep.
Wow.
And Hobby Lobby will take any competitor's coupons. So if you have Michael's or AC Moore, you can use all of them.
Wow.
So this does get a little bit messy at first.
Yeah,
but it
cool.
comes out like a sheet, just like that. So we're gonna lay it moss side down. And we're gonna lay our little bunny right on top.
Oh wow, look at that.
Right on top.
It's just perfect.
It's perfect fit. And we're gonna trace him.
Okay.
All right. Just
Look,
with a
I'm holding.
You're helping me hold him.
Yeah.
Just with a marker.
I'm very good with this kind of stuff.
You're doing a great job.
I'm a good holder.
And this is something like even if a mom had young kids,
Yeah.
they could definitely help. My kids would love to help, especially my girls.
My granddaughters would love to be here doing this.
It's really fun. Okay, so we traced.
Take it off.
Take it off. Now we're just gonna cut it out.
Okay.
Now you can also buy moss like in Michael's, or I'm sorry, at Walmart, and it's a lot cheaper. However, it's usually not a sheet like this.
Yeah.
And you usually have to hot glue it on. What is really cool about this moss is it has an adhesive back to it.
I like easy.
Easy is good, right?
Yeah.
Especially we're all so busy.
Because otherwise then you get frustrated and all kinds of stuff.
And you stop.
Yeah.
Yes, and you don't ever finish a project. We want to finish our projects.
How easy is this, huh?
This is so easy and fun. And think of all the different things that you could cover in moss.
Right.
Especially in the spring.
Mother-in-law.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could find some Easter eggs, plastic Easter eggs.
Yes.
And cover them in moss and put them in a basket.
With this?
Yeah, with your scraps.
Really?
And then you'll have a little centerpiece on your
It is very
table.
flexible, isn't it?
It is. You could cut a shamrock out of it. St. Patrick's Day will be here in March. And you can stick it on a frame.
So let me ask you this, very serious.
Yeah.
How often then do you have to mow the rabbit once this is on you?
You might want to keep it away from little hands that might like to play around with it.
Yeah.
Like I have a 3-year-old. Can you imagine?
No.
It would be a big mess.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move this over here. All right, so it's got this great adhesive back.
Okay. Do you see the care that I put into just pushing that away like that? Amazing.
Amazing. All right. This is the coolest thing.
Wow.
And it is like super sticky.
See, so I'm backing off.
It's sticky.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
I don't
right.
want to wreck it.
I think I'm gonna do is lay them down, and we're gonna place the wood, here we go,
Okay.
right on top. Kind of line it up a little bit.
I see.
Just
You know
like
what
that.
I would do?
What would you do?
I would start pulling it off here and lay it down and then pull that.
You could totally do that. That would probably be the smarter way to do it.
Now you're doing it the opposite side of this.
Yeah, just because we're not
Okay.
gonna see the
Yeah,
back. It'll be
yeah, I
okay.
understand.
And you know, those little scraps are really good too,
Phil,
if we need to fill any spots. All right, we're ready to lift them up.
here we go. Oh wow, look
How
at that.
cute.
How cool is that?
Yep, so I have a few little spots.
Yeah, so you just,
Yeah, I brought my glue gun
oh wow, wow.
too. But actually, we probably could just trim a little bit of these pieces and cover him up.
Okay, don't change the channel because we'll be back with the finished Peter Rabbit. Hey, you don't want to change your channel for this because I'm telling you, my next guest is going to help you get your life in order. My next guest is author Patty Fralix. Patty, thank you for being with me.
Thank you, Dr. Weir. It's a
You
pleasure.
You are amazing in that you've written a couple of books here that just catch the attention of people, caught my attention already.
Thank you.
So we start out with this first one that you've written, How to Thrive in Spite of Mess, Stress, and Less.
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, that book was published in 2002, and it's about finding your passion, deciding what you need to do to live your passion. So it's divided into 3 sections: passion, productivity, and profit. Profit is more about prosperity, but it didn't have the same ring as profit.
Well, yeah.
And profit is not just financial, it's
Right.
what do you want for your life?
Do you find that there's just a lot of people going through life hoping they make it to the end? Alive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
With
and
no-
that's why I love loving life.
Yeah. Well, we get together here really good.
How about it? Didn't even know.
So, what's the main people need to get the book, but what is the core thing here that we're looking at with people?
What is your passion, basically? What is it that stimulates you? What makes you want to get up in the morning and do whatever, and that work is not work? Who was it that said if work's not more fun than work, you're doing it wrong?
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people work until retirement, and Mike and I, my husband and I, you know, we don't really envision retirement in the same manner. We're loving life as we're going through it, and of course retirement and searching for that gives you more flexibility if you don't have that already in your life.
Right.
But I, for one, need flexibility in my work life. So figuring out what it is that you can do that will meet your needs so that you can have a meaningful, purposeful life.
You know, I think a lot of times people have the misconception that in order to be successful or whatever, they have to own their own business, but you don't necessarily have to do that.
No, success is whatever you want it to be. It may be more time with your family, more time to travel, spiritual pursuits, whatever. What is success? It's certainly not one definition, so figuring out what that is for each one of us, it's an important part of the process.
So let's take it down to you.
All right.
Because as I look at your website, wow, I'm amazed at the stuff that you do.
Well, thank you.
But you're doing what you love and you love what you're doing.
I am, and after 20 years in healthcare, VP in hospitals, the last 2 hospitals in North Carolina. Rex Hospital was the last one of those. I decided to recognize that I'm not a bureaucrat, and healthcare is all about bureaucracy.
Yeah.
So when I got fired from that job, it gave me a parachute to live my own passion. Now, was I fired because I wasn't competent? No. Regardless of what happened there, it was, as some people will tell you also, the best thing that happened to me. I would have still been there thinking I could fix it.
Right.
But in 1993, I decided to do what I thought I would do best, and that is to help other people figure out what their best is, individually, collectively, organizationally. So that's what I've been doing now for 25 years, and it's been a fast ride.
So really, if you're not careful, you're like the frog in the warm water that begins to boil. You just stay in mediocrity.
The easiest thing to do is to stay.
Yeah.
Doing exactly what you're doing, thinking you can fix it. And sometimes you can, sometimes you do need to stay.
Sure.
But when you know that's not your best, be brave enough to move from that. And that's easier to talk about than it is to do. I always say that.
Yeah.
You know, this is not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. You know the difference.
Well, and if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Right.
And I realize those are all cliche statements, but they're
Of course,
truth.
they are true.
They're
They are
true.
true. Mm-hmm.
So you've got a new book that's coming out. I don't want to talk about it yet
Okay.
because I want to come back. Don't change the channel. We got more coming up. We'll be right back. Hey, we're with our guest, Patty Fralix. I'm telling you, Patty, I love you already.
Thank you. Mutual.
You just love life.
I do.
And you love helping other people love life.
I do.
And that's a real mission.
It is. It's a mission. It's a passion. It's really what I think I'm here to do.
Yeah, works for me. So we got a new book coming out. I love this. A Year in the Life of a Recovering Spendaholic.
Right, not shopaholic. There are a lot of books
Yeah.
on shopaholic.
Yeah,
This is spendaholic.
there's a difference.
There is. You can shop and not spend.
Yeah. Well, and you can shop and spend, but you got money to spend.
Exactly.
So what brought this on?
Right after Katrina, back at the end of 2005, my husband and I and a couple of friends were in New Orleans, viewing all of the devastation, and yet there were still many things to purchase. And I was struck by the fact that there was a $98,500 silver tea set in a window, and then all around it were shops that were closed, probably never to reopen. And the dichotomy of all that struck me. But what struck me more than that was that I connected, for whatever reason at that point in time, with my spendaholic behavior. And decided, I'd known before that you really can't change an ingrained habit in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. It takes longer than that. And it's not easy. That's why it's recovering, not recovered. If it's an ism, alcoholism, spendaholism, whatever the ism is, then it will be a lifelong journey. So I decided there in New Orleans at the end of December in 2005 to take the next year and buy nothing for myself or my home, my 2 major spending categories, for a year. Nothing that was non-disposable. And the qualification there is, if it's makeup I run out of, I can replace it, but I can't buy anything new that I haven't been already using. Clothes, I have plenty of clothes, just like many people. A lot of them I never wear the same things over and over again. So I couldn't buy any new clothes, no new shoes, no new books. I had a major issue the week later when I realized I had book club coming up and I hadn't bought my book. And Mike said, well, didn't you have some books you can read? I said, well, not for book club. So I remembered there's a library and got the book for book club from the library. Hadn't been to the library in years, and I still have so many books that I have read once, some I've not read, that I'll never read again. So why are they clogging up my bookcases? So I decided to really take time and focus on that issue, my issue, and see what lessons that I learned from that.
Right.
And I learned some valuable lessons from that.
And that was you.
That was me.
You had to take responsibility for yourself.
I did.
Okay. So, and people can read the book and find out what really happened, but
yes.
What happened?
Well, I learned, just like I've struggled.
Just wait. This is exclusive, only on Loving Life. She's going to tell.
That's right. I realized, just like a weight problem I've had all my life, I don't count. I know how to count. I know what calories are. I've been in Weight Watchers. I'm a lifetime member several times. But if I don't keep it in front of me every day, just like knowing how much money I have or don't have, if it's not counted daily, which is not my natural style to do,
right,
it gets away from me, so I don't know what I have. So I learned there's a direct connection for me between eating and money, and both of those were a way to nurture myself. And I realized that food and things don't nurture what the soul and heart lack.
So I know you've written this, but you also speak.
I do. Speak, consulting, coach for the last 25 years with individuals, teams, and companies on basically 3 areas: leadership by behavior, not position power. I found out I had a good position, but you can lose that through somebody else's control. But if you are leading yourself, that's the main leadership issue. So leading, managing differences, which is all about 2 main areas: personality differences. I developed a personality tool 20 years ago that's used in a lot of different ways.
Wow.
To help us understand ourselves, the probability of our own behavior, and work well with other people, especially those that aren't like us. And the 3rd area mainly of my speaking and consulting work is customer service. I am a passionate customer service advocate. I mean, I am militant about it.
Yeah, that's
So-
what you expect.
Exactly. Well, yes, and it's so important. So
Yeah.
thank you
Oh,
for giving me
What
an
an-
opportunity to talk
yeah.
about that.
what an honor.
Well, it's important to me.
Yeah.
A lot of other things are important to me too, but I've narrowed it down to those are my 3 areas of focus.
That's so cool.
Well, it's fun. Loving life.
Here's the book. You can get it on Amazon in
Everywhere, hopefully, by mid-March, March 15th.
March
launch date.
15th. You can get this. A Year in the Life of a Recovering Spendaholic. Here's her website. Check her out. I mean, find out what life is. It's growing and moving and gaining and loving life more and more every day.
Exactly, definitely.
You're awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
are
being
as
with
well.
me.
It's a pleasure for me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Don't change the channel. We got more coming up. Okay, Jessica, we're going to finish up
Yes.
Peter Rabbit.
We're going to finish up. So everybody needs a bow,
Yes.
right? Of
Well, I've seen
course.
them out in the yard. And
They
all that.
totally need
do
a bow.
have bows.
All right, I'm going to let you pick what color bow we're going to make.
I like the yellow.
You like yellow? Okay.
Yeah.
So we talked about Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby is the best place to buy ribbon. And it is always 40 or 50% off.
Wow.
Yep. So one thing I have learned working with lots of women is that bows kind of intimidate them. And instead, they might spend a lot of money and have someone make it for them. But it is not
But
that
you don't
hard.
have to.
No, it is easy peasy. So we have our ribbon, and we're just gonna kind of fold it like that, just like that. Then we're gonna go back and forth and back and forth.
Easy so far.
Easy, just
Okay.
like that.
Yep.
We're gonna take some floral wire. You can get floral wire in the
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby or Walmart, anything like that. We're just gonna twist it, and we are gonna trim our tail of our ribbon. And whenever you make a bow, you always wanna use wired ribbon because it has body to it.
Okay.
If you don't use it, wired ribbon, it'll kind of just flop.
So you're just moving it around.
We're
there.
just gonna move it around.
How
And
cool
look,
is that?
we have a bow.
Yeah.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
And really cute.
I could even do that.
You could totally do this. Anybody can do this. So I'm gonna trim my tails.
Do I lift up the rabbit?
Sure, I think I like the bow on his neck.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna do that. I'm gonna trim my wire, and we're gonna just put some hot glue on here. And hot glue can pretty much solve all problems.
Covers a multitude of
All
sins.
craft problems, hot glue can fix. You need to hem your curtains, just hot glue them.
How cool is that?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And then we're just gonna.
And then you could just set that, like we got the rabbit back, you could set this
Yes.
right around the house.
Just right around the house. You can put on your mantle. You can put him on an easel. You could mount him to just a natural piece of wood.
Women could put this on their dresses for Easter.
Maybe that might be
Yeah,
a little
there's a lot of
bit.
good ideas.
Yes.
I got many good ideas.
But it's so sweet.
Isn't that cool?
So sweet.
Listen, for more information,
Oops,
here's
lost our bag.
Jessica's blog. Just go here. She's a wealth of information, and you're going to come back sometime, and we're going to do more,
I would love
right?
to come back. Yes, I would love to come back.
Okay.
Yes.
Spend some time on my website. That's drtimweir.com. It's just there's some information on there. It leads you to other places. It talks about my clinic a little bit and all that kind of stuff. We're also on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Go on Facebook, Loving Life with Dr. Weir. Look us up there. Get involved with your life. Get going. Get passionate once again. And if there's passionate things missing from your marriage, check out some of the people that we've had on that talk about that. I'm telling you, life is too short not to be passionate about it. Listen, you got to blow the lid off this thing. You only get one chance. Go again to the Facebook page, go to my website. And until next week, keep loving life. I'll see you next week. And I'm with Jessica. Jeez. Run, Forrest, run. You ready? Okay, Jessica. Excuse me. Kim Kardashian.
That's it.
She was just here. An older guy that's overweight.
Where is he coming in now?
Yeah, he's coming in next. Why did you say these things like this? What do you mean? Yeah. And he loved it. It was great. So.
Yeah.
He won't return my calls anymore, though. Do you think it matches?
I think so. It looks good.
Even you can make something like this, and I would wear this to church.